Strike! Peanuts! Get your peanuts!
Nice move here. Hot dogs. Get your hot dogs here.
Hear ye, and welcome to Honest Abe's Sports Report pop-up pregame show live from $2 in Eastlake. This Honest Abe Sports Report, and we will provide you with the very best sports coverage around. We will cover all the surrounding topics in the sports world. Please follow us across all social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. You can also find us on all listening platforms, such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and
iHeartRadio.
as always, I'm the sexy Gresky George Gresco, and I'm alongside a few sports enthusiasts who are football throwing, baseball bat swinging, basketball dribbling tonight. Swinging for the fence, it's a home run. Mr. Dilbert himself, Aaron Adams.
That's how I dribble a ball, just like that.
Tito, round tripper, baseball whisperer.
Hey, happy to be here.
And he's fast, ladies and gentlemen. Speed racer himself, Hunter Combs.
What's going on, guys?
You love that. You love that speed racer.
Yeah,
You do.
It's sticking, I guess.
You do.
It works for you
He loves
guys.
it.
He does.
He loves it.
Got to take you one of these summers.
Yeah, seriously. All right, but real quick, get through a few things. Tonight's show is brought to you by $2 in Eastlake, where every hour is happy hour.
Goddamn right.
Goddamn right. You guys got a cold one? Got some brewskis, some Budweisers?
Oh, yeah.
Tito's double fisting.
Tito's double fisting, ready to talk some Cavs. Dilbert, how the hell are you tonight?
Doing pretty good. Ready to talk about some beautiful Cavs basketball.
I love your name patch, A.A. Ron.
I was wondering the same thing.
Damn right. Hey, Ron.
He forgets how to spell his name.
Basically, need help. No.
Tito, how you doing tonight?
Oh, good. I was kicking a soccer ball around the job site this afternoon.
Oh,
So
really?
you want to talk about bat swinging, ball dribbling, sports enthusiasts. Yeah.
Kicking goals,
Can't
baby.
help myself. Yeah.
Speed racer looking awfully fast tonight. How's it going?
Good that the Cavs are kicking ass.
Yeah,
And I'm in a good mood. That's about the only positive thing going on right now.
Yeah, it's seriously
So-
Cleveland sports at least.
It's
Well,
nice.
the Indians had a good season.
Oh, yeah.
Browns,
It's nice looking forward to
Brown flush
we
it
are
down,
still on
just
the
like
hunt.
if it's
We
Brown,
would be-
flush it down, just like Sherrod Brown.
Nope.
Yeah, no
Oh,
shit.
yeah.
But it's kind of cool looking forward to a weekday game with the Cavs. They're rolling right now, so.
Yeah, we're going to talk about this. Is an all Cavs show. I have nothing else planned for this entire show, so all Cavs. But before, I have one big announcement that we broke from all of the Abraham Drinking podcast. Huge announcement today. Today we broke huge news on Saturday, December 14th, that the entire Abraham Drinking podcast will be throwing an event called Shots for Tots. Shots for Tots will be an annual fundraiser benefiting the U.S. Marines Toys for Tots program. We will collect unwrapped toys for Toys for Tots to distribute to many families in need this Christmas. So let's all bring hope and joy to families all across Lake County this holiday season. Every child deserves a Christmas like no other. One unwrapped toy or a $20 donation will get you through the doors, and you will receive one free drink ticket. Pizza and appetizers will be provided while it lasts. It's a dress to impress. Put your nice clothes on. Tito, we were talking yesterday. We're going to get you in some dress clothes, maybe a collar.
Oh, yeah.
Get them in a collar.
Collar, so, you know.
And we will be having a 50-50 raffle. There's going to be a DJ all night, so it's going to be a great time. Also, I heard Santa Claus might be there. Old St. Nick will be in the house. What do you know about that, Dilbert?
Ho, ho, ho. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know.
Could be.
Is Grim Slugger coming?
Grim Slugger in a Santa suit.
There might be a Grim Slugger and a whole pack of Demented Elves. You don't know. Yeah.
Holy shit.
But
The
let's
wagon
all
pulling up.
yeah, you're right. But let's all come together this holiday season, not only to celebrate, but to give joy to kids when they see presents underneath the tree this Christmas. So it's gonna be a fun event. Awesome things we're doing all around, not only just sports. We have a crazy general content show on Mondays, but this is another way we can give back, which is awesome. Well, this is a sports show, so let's hop right into talking some Cleveland Cavaliers, shall we? The red-hot 12-0 Cleveland Cavaliers take on the 2-8 Philadelphia 76ers in Philly tonight. The 76ers are without Joel Embiid and Paul George. The Cavs streak is still live, we're going to talk about the streak here in a little bit. But what's your guys' breakdown on tonight's game?
Let's lead it off.
Well, I mean, sort of starting with all the information that you were giving us. I mean, Max Struss is out, or not Struss, sorry. Tyrese Maxey is out. Is Embiid?
Yeah, the Embiid and George are out. Their big three's out.
I mean, the streak will continue tonight. Let's just go with the fact, unless somehow we are 0 for 17 from three ball, but that's just not going to happen. So, but I mean, high chance of winning tonight, and the streak continues. That's just my little bit.
Man, I was so scared of that Paul George signing in the offseason, but he's not even playing tonight. Philly hasn't really hit the ground running with this new cast of characters, so even if Philly was at full strength, I'd like our chances with the way we're playing. And now, obviously, with all those people out, it would seem like, let's hope it's not a trap game because it looks like an easy game on paper. We should be just fine without them having their best three players.
Yeah, we kind of benefited with the schedule on it being a back-to-back, even though Embiid came out publicly and said that he's never going to play back-to-back games again, even though he said he was thinking about it last night. No, he's a troll, so he'll feed the media whatever he wants.
These guys are getting paid to play basketball,
and dude,
guys.
They don't even make him run, man. Like,
No.
I get it if you're like, whatever, just this exhausting, like, run-and-gun 42-minute-a-game point guard, but Joel Embiid, dude, it's like, come on, man, you can't play 18 minutes of a plodding half-court center on a back-to-back?
Yeah,
What the fuck?
it's insane.
It's
And
pretty weak, dude.
Granted, that was Embiid's first game, and say he did play tonight, and it was his first game against us. After watching them play the Knicks last night, I think we'd still smoke them if we played them last night. Instead of the Knicks playing them the way it all played out or whatever. But no Maxey. Now they had Maxey, I'd be a little bit. They would hang around for a little bit, but with him out, they got this younger guy, McLean. Number 20, he's been killing it off the bat. He's basically like taking Kyle Lowry's spot. Like Lowry's going to be the main guy tonight, but he had an off night last night. McLean.
The dunk contest, dude, or is it another McLean?
No, McClung. That's McClung.
Oh, that's McClung.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're about
McClung.
to say,
All right,
McClung, McClung.
Yeah.
But they have no tall guys tonight. Andre Drummond, their backup for Embiid, that's been holding the center down. He's out tonight.
So it might be like Robert Covington or that equivalent, like some 6'7" journeyman at center trying to mess with our big guys.
So
that ain't happening.
That's what someone
the way
broke.
our big guys are playing.
When the news broke that Drummond was out, they basically said that the Cavs are playing against some veteran journeymans and some G League affiliates tonight. And if we lose that game somehow, there's no way. I think we get off to like a 20-point lead in the first quarter, and after that, they sort of manage everybody. It's a good bench game tonight for us, even though our bench has been killing it.
Sharpen the bench even more.
Let them get some more minutes and let them.
Kyle, our counterpart that couldn't make it tonight because at pop-up shows, we all know it's all over the place when we have them. But he said Embiid is an overpaid sissy.
Oh, 100%. Like, they're even talking about doing another injury investigation with George and Embiid being, the way they're doing all this. Like, it's insane. Like, I get it. They want to get to the postseason, let them be healthy, but I mean, what? You got to get there first.
I don't, like I said, I don't get why they have to sit 100%. Like, isn't there something to be said for, playing even 12 minutes? Give me one quarter spread out in, 2 or 3 runs of a back-to-back. You can't play 12 minutes of a 48-minute NBA game.
And it's not like they're flying from L.A. to freaking back to Cleveland, bro. They're literally flying maybe 2 hours, if that.
Yeah. It's no cross-country card to play or anything like that.
The NBA travel schedule is a lot different because you get 3 days in between games, so it's not that bad of a travel schedule. And the way they have it designed, you'll play Chicago. I think we play Chicago again tomorrow or Wednesday, which I have that somewhere in here. But the way it's designed, it's cities right in a row.
Yeah.
When you're on that trip. So I'm it's not that
Especially
bad.
when you're in the heartland. Yeah, you're never going that far. We have that tactical advantage.
We faced Milwaukee the back-to-back. I mean, I know they came here, but, I mean, it's really not that far of a distance from a plane. They start doing that now where you face the same team back-to-back. But the only thing I would say is I know this could be considered a trap game, but it shouldn't be. But the Cavs have the biggest bullseye on their back because, of course, every other NBA team wants to be the team that will beat the Cavs and give them their first loss. So that's why every game you will get your hardest from everybody, even though the 76ers is a G League team we're playing.
Yeah.
But still, you got to go into every game, though.
I agree.
With the Sixers or whatever, and their best backup that they had when Embiid was going through his injuries and stuff, and they had Drummond already, and they had this guy named Paul Reed. He was like their power forward. He was basically the best player outside of Maxey when Embiid was out. and they let him walk during the offseason.
Yeah.
And that's killing him right now. And, like, he's with the Pistons now, and, I mean, he's doing good there, but he was getting more minutes with Sixers and stuff. But their depth is terrible. And, like, the only thing I could defend on Paul George's thing is he's been on minutes restriction since he came back, and he's about off of it. I think he'll be off of it next week. But the back-to-back, you would think, like, he's your main signee during the offseason. They're going against an undefeated team. Like, you would think he'd play.
You
like,
think you would
Call
want
him
to play, right?
Call him into the office behind closed doors, even if you don't want to show up Embiid.
Exactly.
Like, if I'm like the 76ers GM or coach, I'm like, look, one of our alpha guys has to have some balls. It's not Embiid. Like, dude, sorry, George, you got to get out there. Like, someone's got to get out there. Embiid ain't budging because Embiid literally drew, like, the line in the sand. Like, I will not
I'll
play
get out there.
back-to-back.
You want a real George out there?
Yeah.
I'll fucking do the
Paul
basketball.
George, broadcast George. We need George out there one way or another.
That team ain't going to win nothing. Shaq said the same thing about Embiid. He's like, they're never going to win anything there until he gets his head mindset right. Because, like, you cannot come out and say that you're not ever playing back-to-back games again.
Yeah.
And then he says, I've done so much for the city. I was like, bro, you haven't made it out of the fucking first round of the playoffs.
Right. Yeah.
First or second, I forget what it is.
Now, one thing I have been very impressed with the Cavs is their rebounding and defensive through the first 12 games. Like, I know you're playing a little harder because you have the streak going as well, but, man, we've been out-rebounding teams and just pretty much backing them into a corner defensively, and a lot of turnovers have happened because of it.
Yeah, and you got two of the best big guys in the middle that are hungry and they're young and playing on good contracts. So, you know, they're gonna want to get their stats up and stuff. And even Garland, like he normally averages like 1 to 2. Like the past couple of years, has been like 1 to 2 rebounds a game. He's averaging almost 5.
Yeah,
For what it is, like
yeah.
he's just everyone's hungry and wants to get the ball and stuff. And I think once you out rebound them, that's how you're going to win. You get out rebounded, you're going to lose.
Especially we're getting offensive rebounds too, which is huge.
Yeah.
Second chance points.
Yep.
And then you said a big guy. I think I was talking to you, Aaron, about Mobley. It was either you, dude. I forget who we talked about. Mobley actually looks the part. He doesn't look as frail as he did last year. He kind of got pushed around last season,
Yeah.
I thought.
He added a much-needed 10 to 15 pounds, and it's been all the difference.
I couldn't remember who I talked to in the past.
He was
about
like
Mobley,
legit,
but
say, 25 pounds overweight for an NBA big man. So say if he added 15 pounds, like, yeah, that's way less of a big deal. You could still nitpick and say he's 5 to 10 pounds overweight, and that's a big difference to 25 pounds underweight, you know.
And then I think, Aaron, you said, like, I think it was you. I think.
When we,
But you were saying about it was Monday. Yeah, it was Monday after Monday's show. You said if he could knock down his 3-point shots, he's going to make a big
he
threat
makes
because
them, but like if he would be a little more consistent, I mean, and he, you know, people come out to defend him, and then he drives to the lane. I mean, it would be more unstoppable than it already is now. I mean, that's just terrifying to think of.
And it was funny right when he said about his 3-point shot, he threw up the worst brick Monday, and we were like, "Oh, you're right,
a work
Aaron."
in progress.
Well, I would say
It was those pink shoes he had on.
I know we talk about it, but like bring back the 2-point mid shot, the mid shot. You know what I mean? Just like even if
10-footer.
Yeah, if he could sink a shot, just take a couple.
The Ogauskas
if
shot.
it really helps him, man. I mean, just start doing that a little bit. Then they're going to have to defend that.
they're just so
I think the
three-point heavy now.
mid-range shot is dead, guys.
Yeah,
Oh, it
it's
is
dead.
I would bring it back.
It's not as dead as the bounce pass, but it's getting there. Yeah, it's one of the
you're right.
lost arts.
The bounce
there.
pass.
And like Mobley really has the good opportunity to work on that 3 because we're so lethal everywhere else. He could just stand there in the corner and just wait for it to come to him. That's the last flaw with this game that needs to get worked on. But he's improved so freaking much. I mean, Al Horford was the one that was bullying him in the paint last year. Al Horford, that's like 50 years old against the Celtics.
Yeah,
there.
I remember that was the playoffs.
He was
Oh man, it was miserable to watch.
Stiff-armed in the face, just
Bully.
getting pushed over and stuff like that. And like now he added some weight and his game's getting better on both ends of the floor. I was like, we seriously have our version of Tim Duncan's in his own league. He's one of the greatest players ever.
But he's like
Most
that
win-
size,
but
like
he's
that body
just-
type. Yeah.
And he's in the right situation like Tim Duncan was with the Spurs and stuff. I was like, you give this dude another 2-3 years. Like this dude could seriously be an MVP in the league if he.
I believe it too. I mean, and we're so young too.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Outside of Mitchell, like
Yeah.
very young team.
Mobley's quiet. He's laid back. He's like I say he's improving on both ends of the floor. Like I don't know if you remember that one game. He went like end to end. I don't know. He dunked it on someone, then he went and blocked the shot, and then went back down, facilitated it. It's insane. He's averaging like 4 assists to a game. Also, like these guys are just complimenting each other so freaking much, and it is just that shows it in the record.
And you know what's funny? Like right now, like everybody's scoring points, and like Mobley's doing it like under the table quietly. Like he's scoring an easy 20, but it's like doesn't seem like he scored 20.
Yeah,
it's been quiet.
Like the one night he got into foul trouble, he had 25 points. He had like the most unrecognizable 25-point game because he had like 3 fouls early. Then granted he was kind of his minutes kind of flip flopped in the game where he was playing with like 6-man guys.
Yeah.
Because they took him out, so he was like getting all of his points and stuff up, but he was just smoking them. I
gotta do what you gotta do sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys and the viewers at home watching like jumped out of your seats when he had that like the game sealing block against Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man, I mean, I lost my fucking mind in my house. Somebody probably thought I was dying.
Aaron jumped up in his boxers. Woohoo!
Yeah. That's gonna help later on. That's gonna help later on in the year too. Like these guys are just knocking every checkbook that they have.
Right.
That Kenny and them set up to get going and all that. And
all right, let's talk about the streak a little bit. It's been, like we said at the very beginning of the show, it's been very exciting to watch basketball for a little bit now.
First things first, with the streak at 12, 24 is the record?
24 to start
That's
the year.
crazy to think we're only halfway there. I knew it was 20-something. 24. 12-0. So grateful and happy and having fun to be 12-0. Literally exactly 50% there. That's fucking crazy.
And I actually have all the teams, the statistics of all the streaks. But as I said, Cavs are going – they're 12-0 going into tonight's game. The longest NBA streaks ever are 2015-2016 Warriors started 24-0, as you just said.
That was the year we won the title.
Yeah, that's when they blew a 3-1
Interesting.
lead.
Yeah.
And then 1993-94, Houston Rockets were 15 wins.
So I think 15. We're getting close to like being second.
And then 1948-49 Washington Capitals were also 15. 2002-2003 Dallas Mavericks 14.
Oh,
1957-58 Boston Celtics 14. And then now the 12-team wins are this year's Cavs. 1996-97 Chicago Bulls, 1982-83 Seattle Supersonics, a team you don't hear anymore.
That team needs to come back.
But what do you guys think has honestly been the biggest impact for the Cavs to get to 12-0 so far this season?
Well, like I've said before, I mean, I feel like basketball is the biggest sport where you got to go out there and have fun. Like baseball, you want to have fun. Football, you want to have fun as a team. But when you're chemistry level and you're having fun as a basketball team together on that court, then that's what the Cavs are doing. We're having fun. We're playing great. Just the chemistry. No one's getting mad if somebody shoots an uncontested three. You don't see anybody shaking their heads or, blaming other people. It's just pure fun and glory out there. So I think that right now. And the head coach.
Yep.
Oh, we're going to get in the head coach.
No, I
Go
know.
ahead.
Only 5 guys on the floor at a time. More than any other sport, the NBA, the pieces have to fit, and the pieces are fitting really good right now. This is a really good team. The league's in general gone smaller, so to have Mobley and Allen, 2 formidable big men, when a lot of teams are lucky to have 1 formidable big man anymore. So, man. I'm excited, dude. We were the 4th seed and we won a series last year, and it's very reasonable to expect a better outcome this year. And then just how much better or how much farther we can go is what I'm excited to see. Based on this start. Let's get to a 16-17 and then start getting close to 20 and just see how many in a row we can get.
24 is insane.
24 is insane.
That's
Dude,
a
I don't
streak,
think we'll
bro.
get 24, and that's fine. Like, man, I'm almost worried about peaking too early. Like, 17, 18 would be cool. Like, if you start 26-0, that'd be cool, but that's almost peaking too early. I don't know. Maybe that's overly superstitious, but either way.
That's when the Warriors won 73 or 72 and
73 and 9.
Yeah, that year. That's
Man.
when the Cavs beat them 3-1 when they went on that streak. But getting back to the streak or whatever, I feel like consistency is key. We've had the same couple guys the past couple years, and we've had injuries that have haunted us. But I feel like everything's finally coming together now. We got the same guys out there that have been here for a couple years. It's all rolling now. Bickerstaff set the foundation on it. Atkinson took it to a whole new level, and it's finally clicking on all four wheels
And what's
right
crazy
now.
is, like you said, we're young and everything, but like there was like trade talks for like Garland at the end of last season, and like blowing the whole thing up, and possibly Mitchell was upset at the end of last season. And
Yeah,
he said
Brandon,
he's staying.
making
So I'm like,
rumors
it's
about
pretty,
it.
it's pretty wild. Like,
Right, like a lot of like Brandon Ingram's punk ass, like whatever. I don't even know if he would have fit in here. Like some
Not
of the
even.
trades, cliche police alert. Some of the trades, the best one you don't make. Yeah, We didn't want Ingram from Garland. Some of the other rumors were similarly, like, in my opinion, uninspiring. So let's be glad that that Garland stayed. I mean, to nitpick just and first world problems, a tad thin on the wing with the Strus injuries, but like with all the problems the average NBA team has, to just say that maybe we're a tad thin on the wing, like that's a strong team right there. We're passing, we're rebounding, you know. We got good guard play, we got good big man play, so if just our one just nitpicking just to say something, because it can't all be roses, we're a little thin on the wing, like this team is really
That's a good
clicking.
Yeah, I'll say it's a good problem to have.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
it's
right.
not and then Kyle, our counterpart, not here tonight, he said, I think our guys, he's kind of agreeing with what Aaron said, our guys are just playing with more confidence now.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they're having fun. They're just playing good basketball. They're passing the ball 3-4 times, creating opportunities for other guys, which has been fun to watch.
And yeah, lost in the shuffle, how Kyle mentions big game experience. Dude, that Magic comeback was sick. And I know we were disappointed we only won one game against Boston in the second round, so that kind of got swept under the rug. But that was a legitimately historical comeback.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's bound to, like, really help a young team. It's not just we won a playoff series. We won a playoff series under historical circumstances. So that's, like, taking a leap and a half beyond just winning a playoff series.
That's
Right.
the scary part, too, is, like, literally 4 out of our 5 starters are all in their prime right now. They all got their money. They're right in the middle of it. They're all happy. They're winning. They're all complimenting each other perfect. So, even with, like, you go back, I know it's almost 10 years now, back to that 24-0 streak with the Warriors, is – granted,
crazy. That was almost 10
I
years
know.
ago.
Granted, they had two of the best shooters ever in Clay and Steph. And their whole team had some veterans and some guys in Draymond, and they had a solid bench. Really solid. And Iguodala and all that. And literally, our team reminds me, the way they're going right now, of that team. You got some of these guys coming up that are in their prime right now. I think we have more depth than what their winning streak had on their bench. It's just putting it all together and just letting it roll. I seriously, if we get through Boston Tuesday, I think we play. Granted, anything, the Bulls are going to give us a problem no matter what. Every time we play them, they seem to just be a thorn in our side, and we end up coming through it then.
We had a comment. We're going to talk about the coach here in a second. But let's talk about the new coach. This offseason, the Cavs have hired a new coach in Kenny Atkinson. Everyone is saying that the new head coach, Kenny Atkinson, has made a huge impact on this team already in the short time, only in 12 games. Excuse me. What are some noticeable differences from a Kenny Atkinson coach team to a Bickerstaff coach team?
Rotations are working better. We're going deep. We're going 10 deep, and it's working. Yeah, a lot of times when you go 10 deep, it's like they don't know who the hell they want to play. But we're, like, playing 10 guys and winning close games. Like, these aren't blowouts. Like, 105-100, the Nets game, 2 or 3 games ago. That was, like, a close game. Like, there was no mop-up minutes to be had in that game. We had 10 guys get 15 minutes, and boy, that's hard to toggle. Like,
yeah, and Atkinson, he stuck to his guns against that Bulls game. He stuck right to his thing. Dude, we went on we were down by like 12 against the Bulls there in that third. We went on a 19-7 run with Jerome, Wade, LeVert, Georges Niang, and I forget who the last guy is. It was basically our whole bench, our 5. They went on a 19-7 run to get us back into that game. I think any other coach would have threw his starters back in. They would have been gassed by the fourth quarter, and we would have lost. That would have been a Bickerstaff move. He would have put all of his 5 of his starters back in after that. And by the time we caught back up, the Bulls would have been right back on our necks and would have pulled away at them.
And you think this early in the season, you're down that many points, like just veterans are just like, all right, we'll just cash this one in.
Yeah.
All right, we lost this. But to come back this early in the season, that tells you a little about the fight in this team as well.
Yeah, and they want to win too. And obviously, like I said, his rotations are perfect. And getting back to it, Bickerstaff set the foundation. We needed a good coach offensive-wise to get it going. And I think we finally, it's working out.
And the 2 notes I wrote here is I said I think Atkinson has used, we've already said it 10 times, but has used his bench like masterfully. Like it's been perfect the way he's split up time. Like there was one game Mitchell had like a silent 18 points.
Yeah.
He barely played like 3 minutes the fourth quarter or something, which is
he's got 2.
Your best player arguably played 3 minutes in the fourth quarter.
He's got 2 games under. He's got a 14-point game and I think a 17 or 18-point game. That's insane.
Right.
And like they were talking, like they had Shaq was talking to someone today or whatever, and they're like, oh, he's not giving Kenny credit for the win streak or something. He says it's because Donovan Mitchell's balling out. I was like, I guarantee we wouldn't be 12-0 with Bickerstaff head coach. No way.
Josh from Even in Cleveland. He wants to. What's the percentage chance Atkins wins Coach of the Year?
Homer Homerson. I'll go first since I already typed it. There's no mystery. 85%, I'm saying. Maybe that's a little more with my heart than head, but, man, 12-0 start, 85% chance. Right now, this early, Atkinson gets Coach of the Year.
Yeah, I mean, how can you not? Like starting this hot. For one, it's talked about all over the NBA about the streak right now. It's everywhere. Everyone's talking about it. So you immediately, as Kenny Atkinson, a new head coach for the organization, you immediately get put in the playoff talks. Even the play-in tournament that's about to happen. What is it called? The Cup?
The Cup or something.
Which I still don't understand.
NBA
which I still don't even understand. I know you win money or whatever, but
The courts look cool. That's about it.
yeah, the courts.
Yeah.
And then Josh also said, from Even in Cleveland, he said his offensive sets fit this team so damn well, and defensively they got after it every night so far.
Yep. It's nice they want to play for a coach that wants to win or whatever, like compliments on the bench, on and off the court.
Yeah.
So the only other coach I can see winning Coach of the Year is either going to be us, the Cavs coach, the Thunder's coach, or it's somehow the Pistons have been playing really good lately.
Yeah.
They've been rolling.
In the watered down East, you're right.
Yeah.
Bickerstaff's Pistons are doing just fine for now.
And they won off a technical foul last night. And that team's got some. They're rolling too. Like if they can somehow make it like a 4 seed, and they say, all right, we knew the Cavs were going to be good. Granted, they'll probably give it to Kenny because it's his first year and whatever. But if they want to give it to someone else, that's the only other coach I could see getting. I don't know. It's Kenny should get it.
As of right now, he would get it.
Yeah, 100%.
If it was right now, he would get it.
Just reckless speculation. I think it'll be Kenny. Maybe the Rockets or Grizzlies coach if they have a good year because they have humble expectations and enough talent to maybe do more than expected. And even if neither of those teams do shit in the playoffs, they vote in the regular season. But
have you ever seen a Grizzlies Rocket?
No, I have not.
I hope not.
Me neither. But one other thing I wanted to mention, I already mentioned it once, is just the ball movement, creating so many opportunities for your bench players scoring points. Like I think that's been huge. There's been 2 to 3 passes that are setting up like wide open shots. Like last year, I think Garland like dribbled into traffic some plays and it would just drive me nuts. But so I think that's just the ball movement has been awesome to watch, fun to watch. They're making that. One guy possibly could hit that 3, but then there's just that one more pass to a wide open guy. It's been fun.
Well, I could see us in the playoffs this year if we go down in the game. It's not just, here you go, Donovan, here's the ball, help us come back or make something happen. No, if we would go down in a game in the playoffs, the team will work together and, we can have Ty Jerome score some points, and it's not all up to Donovan Mitchell to lead the team. This team can score in many different ways, and it's not a big deal going down by 10 because we
That's a good point,
play defense, and we will have a bunch of other scorers.
Because when we were at
one guy,
it was like a dog chasing his tail around against the Celtics when we were at our worst. It's like chicken and egg. It's like, man, Mitchell's playing hero ball too much, and then it's like, well, can you really blame him when no one's helping him or playing well? So yeah, I think we'll see less of that in the playoffs when we run into a formidable opponent and. For better or worse, Donovan Mitchell feels like he has to do everything. That's not constructive, so hopefully we'll see less of that. And I think we will now with, Garland getting it together and the emergence of Mobley. We've got the proverbial 3-headed monster you need in today's NBA, I think.
Yeah, and I agree, and I'll chime in on that as well. So, like last year, when we were talking about guys trying to do it all, like last year there was times Garland thought he had to do it all, and him and Mitchell were both trying to do it all themselves, and they looked horrible together. So now hopefully they have it figured out going into this year, and they've been arguably the best 2 guys on the court together in the NBA as of right now.
Oh yeah, best backcourt in the league. Tonight's game, Allen and Mobley were game time decisions. They are playing tonight, so we got
You said there was a sickness or something.
Yeah, there's like an illness going around because Drummond's got it. That's what they have him listed as. Who knows? But they had Mobley and Drummond have an illness, but Mobley's playing. Andre's not. That should tell you everything about the Sixers right there.
You should win this game.
Oh, 100%. But back to the win streak real quick is we win tonight. We're at home. We're at home on
I was gonna say I have the
Friday.
We're at home. We win at home on Friday. We'll break our franchise record for a win streak.
Wow.
So we'll tie it tonight. We win Friday.
Did you send a stat earlier to the group chat? You sent like a really interesting
with
stat.
No, everyone on our team, there hasn't been one guy on this win streak that's had back-to-back nights of being the most scoring the most
The highest
points.
score, yeah.
Because one night Jerome scored the most, Mobley, Allen,
So there's been
Mitchell, and Garland.
12 people that have been the highest scorer for the Cavs this season. That's a wild stat.
It's insane.
That is wild. That's
12 different people are the highest scorer for the Cavs
That's
this
a
season.
definition of team ball right there.
Yeah.
Honestly, that stat just shows puts it with a stamp.
Yeah, with that win streak, if we can win up to December 8th, we'll break the Warriors' winning streak record. That's insane to think about. It was November 13th. We got.
We'll get into the upcoming games here in just 1 second. But the Cavs have already beaten LeBron James and the Lakers. They beat the piss out of Curry and the Warriors. Are the Cavs legit contenders, or is it too early to tell? I know we're all homers, we're all Cavs fans, but is it too early to just be like to blow your load essentially? Like, is it that exciting, or do you think they're legit contenders? Are they really that good?
They're good. I think it'll be a disappointment if we lose in the Eastern Conference Finals. There should be no excuses why we're not there. Obviously, it's going to be either Boston or New York. New York looks, once I get some of their guys back on the bench, they look good for the most part. They struggled, but they got a long season to go. Still, they're figuring out. But if we're not in the Eastern Conference Finals, that's a complete fail for this year. But I seriously think we're legit.
Tito?
The East, razor thin. Mostly agree with you, Hunter, except I lump in Indiana. I think that some combination of us, the Pacers, Boston or New York will be in the conference finals. So, to already say, it's a 4-team race in the East, there's no excuses. Like, the East is the inferior conference. We've got a good team. There's absolutely no reason why we can't come out of our conference and then hopefully catch the best matchup. It sort of sucks. The Mavs snuck in through good matchups as a 5 seed last year. Like, I don't want to put the cart before the horse, but if we're fortunate enough to get to the finals and a 5 seed sneaks in and we win 64 games, like, forget it. I don't care if the West is better than us or not. Like, I like our chances against a 5 seed in the finals. Yeah. So, again, that's getting way ahead of things. We got to do a lot of things and win 7 playoff or, whatever, that handful of playoff games just to get to the NBA Finals. But, yeah, we're rolling. We're contenders, and our timing is pretty good because, there's some tough teams out west. But, like, as the cliche goes, all you have to do is get there, and we have a very reasonable, clear path to get there. And then maybe we have a favorable matchup. Maybe we rise up even if we do run into a dominant opponent. But, why not us? I think we are.
I'm actually seeing a stat right here. It's the best road start in season and team history as well for the Cavs on the road.
Yeah,
that's kind of wild. That's only 6 games. You'd think there would be a little bit more.
In a perfect world, I'd like to see Boston and New York somehow seat up here before they face us in the playoffs. If there was a perfect world, and let those two beat shit out of each other.
So that way we don't have to go through both of them?
Yeah.
Yep, that'd be nice. And then, we sort of just coast with another soft opening with, like, Orlando and stuff in the first round. So,
Boston, they just dropped the game last night to Atlanta. Bad, like real bad. Like, they choked it super bad at the end. I was watching the end of it. But
okay, I remember you said that in the chat.
Aaron, are Cavs legit contender?
I think so. I think this year, too, like, we've since, like, 2022 or 23, the stat, but we're 38-6 at home. But I think this year the Cavs even have a more dominant home field advantage compared to other years. I feel like just at home we are lights out, and for us to have maybe a 1 or 2 seed in the Eastern Conference going in, and then maybe if we did make it to the finals have home field advantage, home court advantage, I feel like that would be huge. There's so much games and seasons to go, but that would be monstrous because they are playing lights out at home. I was about to say the Q, the Rocket, Marcus Fieldhouse,
the Gund Arena,
and the West is going to beat up each other. So I would speculate, let's say we can win 64 games and take the East, or be close to the top seed in the East. Either way, we come out of the East. But with 64 wins, the West beating each other up, we would have home court in the finals against all but, say, 1 or 2 West teams. Like, with how deep the West is, it's hard to see, any West teams winning, say, more than 64 games. Kind of pulling a number out of thin air, but, 64 games is not a crazy pipe dream when you start 12-0, really.
Right.
Yeah. When you think about how that extrapolates, that's 52 and 20 with the clip we've started at. We started 12-0. It's very reasonable to say that we could win 64 games or so. So
Yeah, because the other night or before the Knicks won last night, I think Boston and Cleveland were the only 2 teams over 500 in the East. All the rest are out in the West. I think there was like 2 teams under 500 in the West. So let those guys beat the crap out of each other and see what happens.
We need to see the Cavs play Boston.
Yeah, that's the next test.
It's where it's 4 games away.
Yep.
But, yeah, we need to see the Cavs play Boston. So the next few games we have tonight against 76ers, of course, and then play again on Friday against the Bulls. Sunday is the Hornets, and then Tuesday, November 19th, we get our hands on the Boston Celtics. So I think the next 3 are very reasonable wins.
you want to talk Cavs Celtics? Just caught a graphic of the TV.
Let's talk Cavs Celtics. Let's
League
do it.
leaders in plus minus, and that's just a very basic stat of whose team scores more points when a said player's on the court versus the opposition. Cavs Celtics 1, 2, 3. Karis LeVert plus 131, number 1 in plus minus.
Wow.
And then it's Derek White and Jason Tatum. Because obviously the Cavs and Celtics are both crushing it in point differential. So, yeah, this is definitely a heavyweight matchup because that's a very basic stat there. And the top 3 players in the league right now all wear those 2 jerseys. So.
Can one of you guys look up, is the Boston game on the 19th at home or away? I can't.
We're away for the first one.
Okay,
then
you're
we're
at Boston.
And then we're at home for the December 1st one. That's the one. That's the one I'm working on with Aaron about going to. It's in the process right now.
What day is that?
December 1st.
It's a Sunday?
Sunday,
Ooh,
yeah.
I could make a Sunday work.
That'd be better than Browns football. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, screw Browns football.
But, yeah, that'd be our first test. I don't know when we played New York. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I only had the next 4.
Had it up.
But any other games you're looking forward to? You said New York already. Any other games that you're looking forward to?
Well, the Thunder have been the hottest team out west.
That's another good one.
I have no idea when we face them. We only see them twice a year. But whenever we see the Thunder, that'll be a good one. Chet Holmgren's been balling out. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander's like a legitimate top 5 dude.
Like, really, our schedule, I mean, we play the Hawks at the end of the month. They've been solid. I mean, Young was out last night, but they got a solid young group that are coming out of the East, too. I'd like to see them, because realistically, the way they are and like where we're seated at, is we might end up playing them probably the first or second round, the way it might work out or whatever, with everyone getting stacked up. But like outside of the Celtics at Tuesday, and then like we have the Hawks at the end of the month, and then we have Celtics at the beginning of the month. We play the Nuggets the 5th, and then we got the Bucks and the Sixers towards Christmas time, and they should have everybody back.
It'll be exciting when we do when the Cavs probably do their annual West Coast trip.
That's what, yeah.
I'm looking at Nuggets, Warriors, Lakers right around New Year's. That's going to be a bold stretch.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, because literally we have Nuggets, Warriors, Lakers, Mavs.
Yeah, that should be 4 great entertaining games just to watch.
This is an interesting one. Josh again from Even in Cleveland. He commented. He said, "Cavs over under regular season win total 55.5. That's per FanDuel
Right now."
55 and a half
over and under.
All right. Well, maybe I'm a little homery saying 64. I didn't really think before I said that number, but man,
that's not bad.
That's low, dude.
And then Josh,
I think it's very reasonable to say at least 58. Maybe add a few for being a homer.
The reason I think it's
come on, FanDuel. It ain't gotta be like that, FanDuel. That's rough,
ESPN,
dude. Did you say 55 and a half?
55 and a half.
That's too low for a 12-0 start and a good team.
Well, it's because God forbid.
But let's not forget we're Cleveland.
Well,
yeah, we don't exactly get painted in the most
things
favorable light
happen.
with projections in the national.
No, the NBA
and
ESPN and all the big times, they don't want to talk about Cleveland 12-0. If this was like Boston or New York, it would be all over every day. But just
we haven't had a primetime game yet.
Well, just because it's us, they don't want to talk about Cleveland.
Why wasn't the Lakers game a primetime game, and why wasn't
dude? And they picked a garbage ass. One of them was the Bucks and Sixers, I think.
Yeah.
Thinking everybody was going to start.
But think even like the Golden State, the Warriors Cleveland game should have been maybe a primetime game.
That was the one that wasn't primetime, I think, because of the punk ass like Bucks versus 76ers game.
And if you think about it, you thought like LeBron James and his son, first father-son duo in NBA history, would be on primetime, and it still wasn't on primetime.
Wow,
because it's Cleveland. That's why they don't want to talk about it.
They're literally going to talk about the Celtics and the Lakers.
I don't know if it's a joke or not, but I saw a meme that like Bronny's not starting in the G League. I assume it's a joke, but the fact I even have to like wonder if it's a joke is pretty funny. Just a quick thing with that father-son duo.
Josh said he's banned himself from betting on anything Cavs, but you guys go get paid.
Yeah.
Basketball's so tough to bet with, man.
You're telling me I lost by 1 point last night at Kyle Lowry. I needed 5 points from the dude, and he literally bricked like 6 shots. I hit everything else in that game last night.
I'm getting back out there tonight for the West Coast games, and I'm terrified.
I got my money back because it was a no sweat bet, but I literally lost by 1 freaking point. He couldn't score 5 points.
It's the worst.
He had one that went
And
in.
Lowry,
It went in and
score
out.
5 points.
Like this thing did 2 laps around the rim, and then it
no.
rimmed right out. And I'm like,
Dang.
you got to be kidding me. But
terrible.
oh, I hope he misses them all tonight.
Terrible. Well,
What?
gentlemen, anything else, Cavs, you would like to talk about while we have them? That's all. That's everything I had on my script.
I know it doesn't really mean a big deal, but I want us to win that Emirates Cup.
Can you?
They
can
had
we,
the-
talk,
they
can
had
we
the Celtics.
talk about the cup?
It's
I
just-
don't know what it is. Like, I'll be
Yeah.
honest. It
It's
started
pretty
last
cool.
year.
I don't know.
It's every Tuesday and Friday. The court, the designs all have like a cool design to them. So
But
that's
what is it
something.
for? Like, what's the
It's a
point
single
of it?
elimination tournament. Basically, if your team wins, I think there's like
There's a payout for
there's
the
a
players,
payout,
which I heard.
and it's just
You get a
supposedly
little
to make
dinky
the
banner.
the season more
Well, and it literally has a
entertaining.
player purse, like
Yeah.
as if to share for winning a
Like,
series and stuff.
that Bulls game.
It's just
Friday.
meant to spice up the regular season. The NBA is such a grind. Like baseball, the weather's beautiful. People don't mind the daily grind. Like the NBA, it's the winter. It's a hard sell, some of these Tuesday games and shit, in
exactly, yeah.
December, January. So.
And I've heard they actually took this like tournament, this play-in or whatever tournament it's called, from like overseas because they do
Yeah,
it, and I heard it's like
uh-huh.
super popular overseas,
Right.
and they kind of stole the idea. Mm-hmm. But
Yeah, it's interesting. It's fun. It's a cool gimmick, man. I've relaxed on being a traditionalist and all the sports and shit a bit, and like anything that helps and is an interesting gimmick. Like I like it. Like I get it. It's radical. It has downsides. Like it has its critics. Like I don't have an extreme stance. Like it's incredible and perfect. Like some critics of it bring up some good points. I can't think of them right now, but I remember during it last year.
Kyle
there
said
was
the
some good
players
points.
win $500K.
Yeah, it's a huge thing for the bench guys. Like when Pacers, I was the most hyped I've ever seen the Pacers last year, and they were making a run with it.
Yeah, you'll
They
get
played
off the
LeBron.
couch for $500,000 if you're at the end of the bench making $3.5 million. That's
Exactly.
That's what I heard too. Is
That's an
like
incentive.
if someone gets hurt during these play-in games, people are going to be so pissed. Like,
Yeah.
why are you going so hard right now for these play-in games? But you have to do something to like break up the monotony of
And
the
B
regular
won't play.
season.
It'll be on the night of
Yeah.
the back-to-back.
Yeah.
He won't play in those, so he's fine. He don't care.
And the thing with the play-in tournament, it made Tyrese Halliburton look like a freaking all-star. That's the reason he got into the all-star
yeah,
game.
it
Is
did.
he
Yeah.
went off. He was
That's a good point.
Didn't he go off against
Yeah.
us in a playoff
Yeah.
in one of those games? He
Yeah.
did, because I was
He-
watching at a bar somewhere. I'm like, oh my god, he's just throwing shit up.
That's the benefits with this tournament is you're going to get a team that goes on a run because you got a bunch of young guys. They see $500K and dangling in a pinata in front of them. You know they're going to they're going to go at it. And they were
Right.
the hottest team there for a minute. I mean, I think they lost to the Lakers.
Even if they
in that,
make
but
$5 million a year, they might have spent it all on
Yeah.
cars. They're
Yeah.
still like,
Yeah.
dude, I want that other $500K.
And you get like an NBA. It's not like obviously it's not a NBA championship, but you get like they roll out the thing. You get a banner. They do their celebrations. They all get rings and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And like the Lakers, they're going to talk about that for the next 20 years if they won this freaking playing tournament.
I heard a
But-
funny joke about the Cavs winning this tournament, and there's an old player for the Cavs that like came back to the Cavs, and he was not very good. They're like, well, hang that play-in tournament banner over top of that guy's because he shouldn't be up in the rafters.
Yeah.
I forget
Yeah.
the guy's name, but it's going to drive me nuts.
Oh,
I'll
God.
think of it, of course. when
Was
we're
it
not
World
live.
Be Free?
No, I can't remember, but there's someone up in the rafters where.
I'm going to get in trouble just saying names in the rafters. I get all the comments like, what do you mean you'd hang it over his jersey? So, yeah, I'll just let someone say who it was.
Yeah, 'cause they had Boston favored to win that NBA Cup, and they lost last night to the Hawks, and it's kind of funny. They had the Cavs on FanDuel at plus 1,000 to win the whole Cup thing or whatever. I'm like, I'd be jumping on that right now. I mean,
Kyle also said because he said I think LeBron really wanted to be the first one to win it last year.
Exactly, yeah.
Which and that's when they were actually playing really good basketball at that
Exactly,
point.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So that's about it for me. That's all I can think of as of now. We got 20 minutes till this game starts.
Yeah, well, let's hope the Cavs can keep on winning and keep this streak up tonight against 76ers. Well, gentlemen, before we end the show, any final skid marks?
While we're on basketball, I don't have a specific rooting interest in any of the Western teams, but again, the Mavericks sort of hijacked their way to the finals last year. So just as an objective observer who wants good basketball, Minnesota Timberwolves versus Oklahoma City Thunder, the Western Conference Finals, we all deserve as basketball fans.
Hunter, final last words, skid mark?
Well, I hope we win tonight. I hope we keep winning. If we break the Warriors streak, I'll sleep better at night. That's about it for me.
Dilbert,
I think it'd be cool to break the franchise record. I'm not worried about the 24-0. And like he was saying, I'm happy we're having this streak in the beginning of the season rather than at the end, because it always reminds me of when the Indians won the 22 games straight right at the end of the season. I'd rather have this in the beginning and then just go back to normal, win 3 in a row.
That way we have time to get cold and get hot again instead of getting cold at the wrong time at the end of it. Yeah.
Sooner or later, we're going to go cold from 3 for a game.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be tonight. So
I'd rather get out of the way around the All-Star break and then get hot again towards April. That's fine with me.
All right, my final last word tonight, I'm changing it, is always live and die by the long shot, baby. The 3-point.
From the logo.
Not mid-range. I would throw
the demoralizing dagger from the logo.
Same, bring mid-range back.
Well, there you have it. As always, I'm George Gresco.
And the bounce pass.
Alongside Mr. Dilbert himself, Aaron Adams, Tito Round Tripper, Baseball Whisperer, Speed Racer Hunter Combs. Please share the show, tell a friend, follow us across all social media. Be on the lookout for our upcoming sports report. We'll be back on track this coming Tuesday, so be on the lookout. Don't forget, Honest Abe can tell no lie. Goodbye.
Let them know.
See you right. Peanuts.